Welcome to our chilling journey through North Macedonia, where we explore the top 15 haunted places that have been shrouded in mystery and dark legends for centuries. From ghostly figures to eerie echoes, these sites are not for the faint of heart. Prepare yourself for a thrilling ride into the unknown. One, Marco's Towers, Markovi Kuli, Prilep. High above the quiet town of Prilep, hidden among jagged rocks and cloaked in an eerie silence, stand the crumbling remains of Marco's Towers. Ancient stone fortresses where time itself seems frozen. Legend whispers that this was once the stronghold of the mighty King Marco, a hero or a tyrant, depending on who you ask. But long after his death, the winds still carry the sounds of clashing swords, ghostly hooves, and distant cries echoing through the night. Locals speak of a phantom rider galloping along the cliffs at dusk, his glowing eyes piercing the fog, a restless spirit doomed to wander until the end of time. Some say the rocks bleed red under the moonlight, a grim reminder of ancient battles and broken oaths. Dare to climb those twisted paths after dark, and you might find yourself not alone, but watched from the shadows of Marco's haunted legacy. 2. Scopia Fortress, Kale. Perched on a hill overlooking the city, Scopia Fortress, known as Kale, is more than just ancient stone and forgotten history. It's a place where shadows breathe and the past refuses to die. Built over layers of civilizations, from Roman to Ottoman, this stronghold hides secrets buried deep beneath its weathered walls. At night, when the crowds vanish and the wind howls through the ruins, strange things begin to stir. Guards have reported footsteps on empty staircases, the clang of armor echoing through the silence, and voices speaking in tongues long dead. Some say the spirits of long-slain soldiers still patrol the battlements, forever bound to a war that never truly ended. Others speak of a cursed treasure sealed within the fortress, and those who search for it never return. The deeper you wander into Kale's ancient heart, the stronger the presence becomes. Time warps, and reality frays. You don't leave the fortress the same, if you leave at all. 3. Old Railway Station, Skopje. Once a bustling gateway into the heart of Skopje, the Old Railway Station now stands as a fractured monument frozen in time, a haunting relic of the devastating 1963 earthquake. Its shattered clock, forever stuck at 5:17 a.m., marks the exact moment disaster struck. But some say the station never truly recovered, not just physically, but spiritually. As dusk falls, whispers creep through the broken halls, and pale figures are seen boarding phantom trains that never arrive. Locals tell stories of a woman in black, endlessly pacing the platform, her face veiled, her sobs echoing in the silence. Others claim to hear the rumble of locomotives long buried beneath the rubble, carrying passengers who vanished that cursed morning. Now a museum, yes, but the past lingers thick in the air, heavy with sorrow and something far darker. Step too close, and you may feel it, a pull, like the station is still waiting for you. 4. Hotel Continental, Skopje. Once a grand symbol of luxury in Skopje, Hotel Continental now looms like a forgotten giant, abandoned, decaying, and whispering secrets through its hollow corridors. Long before its closure, strange events plagued the hotel: flickering lights, cold spots in empty rooms, phones ringing from disconnected lines. Guests complained of sleepless nights, haunted by the feeling of being watched, or worse, not alone. Room 310 became infamous. Screams heard at midnight, Furniture moved on its own, and a mirror that reportedly showed more than just reflections. Some say a woman leapt to her death from the top floor, her presence still lingering, crying softly in the dead of night. Security guards refuse to stay past sundown. Shadows move without a source, and a low hum vibrates through the building like a heartbeat, restless and alive. The hotel may be closed to the public, but something still checks in, and it never ever checks out, ever. 5. Samuel's Fortress, Oed. High above the shimmering waters of Lake Oed stands Samuel's Fortress, a mighty relic of a bygone empire, and a cradle of chilling whispers from the past. Built by Tsar Samuel in the 10th century, this stone giant was once a symbol of power and a prison of agony. Beneath its proud towers lie dungeons carved into the earth, where screams once echoed and chains rattled in the dark. Today, visitors speak of sudden cold gusts, even on hot summer days, and the sensation of invisible hands brushing against their backs. Shadows move along the battlements, pacing endlessly, as if still guarding a kingdom that fell to dust. Some claim to see a lone figure standing atop the wall at dusk, clad in ancient armor, eyes glowing faintly, watching, always watching. The deeper you go into the fortress, the quieter the world becomes, as if the walls are listening. And sometimes, they whisper back. 6. Monastery of the Holy Transfiguration. Hidden deep within the forested hills near Crea Palanka, the Monastery of the Holy Transfiguration appears peaceful at first glance, a sacred place of solitude and prayer. But as night falls, the air thickens with an ancient unease. Built centuries ago on land once feared as cursed, the monastery has long been the center of unsettling legends. Monks have reported hearing chanting from empty chapels and candles lighting themselves in the dead of night. Visitors speak of a shadowy figure kneeling in the prayer hall, unmoving, until it vanishes when approached. Locals whisper of a monk who broke his vow and was sealed within the walls, his soul condemned to eternal penance. Sometimes, just before dawn, a bell tolls once, even when the ropes are untouched. The silence that follows is absolute. It is said the monastery reveals your sins, and sometimes it doesn't let you leave. 7. Devil's Wall, Javolski Zid, Demir Kapia. Rising like a scar from the earth, the jagged stones of Devil's Wall, or Javolski Zid, cut through the hills of Demir Kapija, ancient, unnatural, and shrouded in fear. According to legend, the devil himself built this wall in a single night, hoping to block the flow of the Vardar River and drown the villages below. But as dawn approached, his plan was thwarted, and the wall was left incomplete, cursed and echoing with rage. Hikers report strange occurrences near the site. Compasses spin wildly, animals refuse to go near, and an oppressive silence blankets the area, broken only by faint growls from the rocks. At night, red eyes are said to flicker in the shadows, and a sulfurous stench hangs in the air. Some have seen a towering horned figure watching from the cliff's edge, vanishing into thin air. They say if you touch the stones, you'll hear whispers, tempting, angry, inhuman. This isn't just a wall, it's a warning. 8. Transfiguration Monastery. Nestled atop the rugged slopes of Mount Zlatoverv, the Transfiguration Monastery is as breathtaking as it is haunting. Founded in the 12th century, this ancient sanctuary stands alone, surrounded by a vast, eerie silence that seems to swallow all sound. The journey up is treacherous, but many who have made the climb say it's not just the steep path that haunts them. Inside the monastery, The air is thick with the past, and strange occurrences are far from uncommon. Some claim to hear soft chanting at night, despite no monks having lived there for centuries. Others speak of a shadowy figure moving between the ruined walls, a monk who never left, still guarding the sacred site. Visitors who stay after dark report an overwhelming feeling of being watched, as though the very stones themselves are alive, observing every step. The higher you go, the more unsettling the atmosphere becomes, until you realize that Transfiguration is not just a monastery, but a place where the living and the dead seem to coexist, eternally bound. 9. Kuklitsa, stone dolls. In the remote village of Kuklitsa, near Kratovo, there stands an eerie formation of stones known as the stone dolls. Over 1,000 stone figures, eerily human in shape, rise from the ground, frozen in time as if caught mid-motion. Local legend says these statues were once people, cursed for their actions. A bride, betrayed by her fiancé, cursed the village, condemning its inhabitants to turn to stone. On the night of the curse, the villagers were turned into statues, their frozen forms forever standing as a reminder of their grief and rage. Visitors often feel an unsettling presence as they walk among the figures, the stone faces watching, judging. Some say that if you touch them, you can feel a coldness, not of stone, but of something else, something alive. As night falls, strange sounds are heard, whispers of the past, and shadows move where there should be none. Kuklitsa isn't just a place of stones. It's a place where the past refuses to die, and the souls of the cursed may still roam, waiting for revenge. 10. Voda Veles. Deep in the shadow of the mountains near Veles, Voda is a place steeped in dark mystery. This seemingly serene spot, known for its spring waters, holds a far more sinister reputation among locals. The water here is said to be cursed, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead is thin. Folklore speaks of a woman who drowned in the spring centuries ago, and now her restless spirit is said to wander the area. Some who visit claim to hear her mournful cries, echoing through the trees at dusk, while others have seen her figure, pale, ghostly, drifting just above the water's surface. There are those who have tried to collect the water, only to suffer inexplicable misfortune soon after. Strange lights flicker around the spring at night, as if the dead are gathering once again. No one dares linger after dark. Voda is a place of sorrow, regret, and spirits that have never found peace. A place that seems to draw the living into its endless curse. 11. Crea Palanka. Nestled in the shadow of the majestic Osogovo Mountains, Crea Palanka is a town with a chilling reputation that lingers in the air like a thick fog. Beneath its peaceful facade, dark secrets and unsettling tales have festered for centuries. Locals speak of a cursed forest nearby, where travelers have vanished without a trace, their bodies never to be found. It's said that in the dead of night, the forest hums with a low, eerie chant, the wind whispering in languages long forgotten. Some claim to have seen figures, barely visible, watching from between the trees, eyes glowing faintly in the dark. Even more disturbing are the stories of strange lights flickering in the mountains, leading those brave enough to follow them into places they wish they had never seen. Those who wander too far say they hear footsteps following them, even when no one is there. Crea Palanka isn't just a town. It's a place where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur, and the past refuses to stay buried. 12. National Gallery, Chiefta Hammam. In the heart of Skopje, the Chiefta Hammam stands as a haunting reminder of a dark past, now transformed into the National Gallery. This 15th century Ottoman bathhouse once served as a place of cleansing, but today it harbors something far more sinister. Beneath its arched ceilings, where steam once enveloped the living, there are whispers of spirits trapped in eternal purgatory. Some say the souls of those who perished within these walls, victims of disease and torture, still wander the halls, their mournful cries lingering in the silence. Visitors report a sudden drop in temperature, as if the air itself is thick with dread. Strange shadows move across the walls, and at times, the sound of water dripping echoes through the empty chambers, though no source can be found. In the dead of night, the faint scent of incense, long gone from the baths, drifts through the corridors. The gallery may be a place of art, but beneath its beauty, something far darker lurks, waiting. 13. Archaeological Park, Stoby. Deep in the heart of the ancient city of Stoby, where the remnants of Roman and Byzantine civilizations lie buried, a chilling silence hangs over the ruins. This archaeological park, once a thriving city, now echoes with the whispers of those long dead. As night falls, the eerie remnants of temples, homes, and streets come alive with the spirits of the past. Some say the shadows in Stoby move of their own accord, shifting through the remains of grand buildings, as if searching for something lost. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps behind them, only to turn and find no one there. The air grows inexplicably cold as the sun sets, and some have seen ghostly figures in the ancient amphitheater, as if the dead are watching, waiting for their performance to begin once more. The ruins may seem peaceful during the day, but when the sun fades and the stars rise, Stoby reveals its true nature, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is dangerously thin. 14. Lesnovo Monastery. Tucked away in the rolling hills near Vardar, Lesnovo Monastery is a place of ancient tranquility, but beneath its peaceful exterior, something far darker stirs. This centuries-old monastery, built in the 14th century, is said to be haunted by the spirits of monks who once lived and died within its walls. Locals speak of strange occurrences after dark, faint chanting from empty halls, flickering candles that light themselves, and an overwhelming sense of dread that clings to the air. Some say the ghost of a monk, once accused of heresy, still wanders the monastery grounds, seeking redemption. His footsteps can be heard echoing through the corridors, though no living soul is ever seen. At night, the thick woods surrounding the monastery are silent, too silent, and there are whispers that the trees themselves hold the souls of the lost. Visitors who linger too long are said to feel an icy hand on their shoulder or hear their name softly called in the wind. Lesnovo isn't just a sacred place, it's a graveyard for those who never found peace. 15. Jewish Cemetery of Bitola. In the quiet town of Bitola, the Jewish Cemetery stands as a solemn reminder of the past, but it's also a place of mystery and fear. Though the graves are centuries old, the air around the cemetery feels thick with the weight of history, and those who visit at night often report a strange, unsettling presence. The rustling of leaves and distant whispers echo through the old tombstones, but when you turn, there's no one in sight. Locals tell stories of spirits wandering between the graves, seeking peace after centuries of unrest. On particularly still nights, mournful cries can be heard, as if the souls of the departed are still searching for something they lost. Some say that the shadows in the cemetery move with purpose, as if following visitors, never too close, but always near. Others claim that the cemetery itself holds a dark secret, a hidden power that draws in those who linger too long. The Jewish cemetery of Bitola is not just a resting place. It's a gateway to a past that refuses to fade, where the dead are never truly gone. Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling tour of North Macedonia's haunted sites. If you dare to visit these places, remember, the past is never truly gone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eerie adventures. Stay haunted.